Please excuse my language in this video at times because I'm not exactly happy about what's happening. So earlier I did a video discussing that Facebook had disabled my account due to the fact that it's a fake name, quote unquote. So here's a few things I wanted to bring to your attention. Firstly, this is true and it had been happening for quite some time. I didn't want to do a video on it until it happened to me so I could actually talk about what is required and what goes on with it. So if you happen to want to make a fake account on Facebook, or you just don't want to divulge who you really are, your real name, that's going to be impossible nowadays. Facebook has altered their terms of service and use, and they've updated things and changed it around, and they're being more aggressive about who or what they do about these fake names and who they target and things like that. Basically, what's happening is that if you don't have your real name and you can prove who you are, they will disable your account and there's going to be no way for you to get into it ever again. See, here's the thing. If you put down your name as Joe Schmo and your real name is actually Jeff Blue, then when you go to appeal it, you're going to have to show your ID. If your ID doesn't match up and your names don't match up, you'll never be able to get access to your account. So it's a bit of an issue. It's beyond invasive on your privacy. You have to actually show them your ID. And yes, when you show them your ID, they ask you to black it out, but it has to be a color government issued ID with your name and picture clearly on it. Now, excuse me, how the hell is an ID going to show you that I am who I am if I never post a picture of my face on my account? It's not as if that's necessary. You can use a fake avatar anytime you want. So it's a bit of an issue with Facebook here. What, just because the names match up, that's my account? Yeah, and in the most simplistic terms, that would work. Google Plus learned its lesson with this and how terrible this can be to do to people, and they now allow you to put in any name you want, pending, certain things. I don't think you can be like the racial leader or things like that. They might not tolerate that stuff. But aside from a few exceptions, you can basically be whoever you want. Protomario. You don't have to have a real first and last name joined together. You don't have to be a real person. You can stay anonymous on the internet. Let me explain to you why being anonymous is a very good thing on the internet. Firstly, it's not always for trolling, believe it or not. And it's not always for cyberbullying, believe it or not. I know that's hard for people to understand, but being able to express your opinions freely on the internet without having your neighbors come to your door, knock it down, and drag you out with a shotgun, it's pretty nice. Or, let's be real here, several governments seeing who exactly posted about them. Hey, I seem to recall there was a revolution happening over in one of the other countries. I wonder how that would have went if Facebook forced every single one of those users to have their real names down. Yeah, I don't think the revolution would have gotten off the ground because the government probably would have shut them all up. But in the most realist sense here, Facebook is trying to invade your privacy. I watched a documentary once where it showed how easily it is to keep and log all your information on Facebook. So if you had a Facebook before, 2011, you're pretty much safe. But if you got one after the year 2010 and 11, and you started posting pictures and stuff like that, even though you delete your Facebook profile, those things are never going to be deleted. They're archived and saved. There's literally pages upon pages of what you do. In fact, if any organization is looking for something that you talked about or typed, they can use a keyword entry search in all your logs and find it in seconds. So it's not so far-fetched to think that government organizations are working with Facebook and trying to get tabs on people. But I'm not trying to say that this is some big brother system. I'm only saying that Facebook is trying to make this so that they can have the best and easiest, most marketable website there is. Think about this for 1 second. Being a real person on Facebook means that if they sell their information to websites, you're no longer a username, but this is really who you are. You're Joe Schmo, you live at 123 Q Avenue, and your dog is a border collie, your kids go to FU elementary school, and you live in a town where you hate your job, and you enjoy beer, and you like Alice in Wonderland, and watching the shows on Netflix, and all this stuff. And now they sell your marketing information to all these firms, and they make money off you. They make gobs and gobs of money off of information. It's that simple, and that's why they want your real name. Don't fall into the trap of thinking, oh, they're just trying to make sure you're not impersonating anyone. Hello, this is the internet, Facebook. Knock, knock. The internet called. 4chan's down the road, and they can be anyone they want. So you go ahead and why don't you look at that website? Or how about any other fucking website there is? So excuse my language once again, but it's to the point where I'm quite irate. Because now, my Pokemon Theories fan page is disabled, where tons of people from my community would post questions. They would post things and I would interact with them. And my Facebook is disabled because my name is Protomario. I'm sorry. Please forgive me for not wanting to identify myself, so that in the event that a stalker wanted to come find me, that he couldn't easily. It's not as if I'm impossible to figure out who I am. It's not as if it's impossible to locate me. But let's just be real, I don't really want to throw that information out there to make it easy for everyone. Not saying that it's impossible. The problem is that Facebook wants to make it plentiful, easy to figure out who this person is and find them. They are more or less the CIA in the private sector. It's quite amazing and astounding if you really think about it, because internet is basically an anonymous organization. Even telephone numbers are pretty much anonymous these days. You can get a private number, you can get a private line. It seems quite silly to think that Facebook won't allow you to be anonymous. So, as I stated before, yes, it is 100% true, you do have to provide that ID. And I attempted to provide mine to get mine back, but once again the names don't match, so I can't get it back. I am appealing this in a number of ways, but I have to tell you, I've never enjoyed Facebook personally, and I don't think I will continue using it. Unless I can get the Facebook page back itself, I don't think I'll even ever log in again. I will just leave the Pokemon Theory page up for people to look at. I have several different other messaging servers and websites, and I may end up just starting up my own website forum for people to post on it, though I don't enjoy doing that and I don't like doing that. That's why Facebook was so nice, because I didn't have to do that myself. However, being forced to do this, it seems quite silly to sacrifice my own privacy and freedoms in exchange so that somebody knows that I'm not trolling them and I'm not a fake person. Quite silly if you think about it. Overall, Facebook has left a terrible taste in my mouth. So, I want you, ladies and gentlemen, to tell me what you think about this practice. And if you're with me, boycott Facebook. Don't use their service. If they are demanding people provide their IDs, their government issue IDs, even in America, you don't have to have an ID to vote, but yet you have to have an ID to identify yourself on Facebook. It seems radically insane that Facebook is more of a totalitarian website than the government itself. But hey, I guess that's the way we're going in this information age, right? That's what everyone says. Wrong. You can stand up against this. You can refuse to do this. You don't have to say, well, that's just the way it is. You can change the way it is. So to think to yourself, well, I absolutely have to do this if I want to be on Facebook. Yes, that is true to a degree. You have to be a legit person and you have to provide a legit name. I have seen people get their accounts disabled because their names were Michael and they used the name Mike instead and they had to prove who they were. Seems quite insane, doesn't it? So ladies and gentlemen, leave your comments in the section below and let me know what you think about this practice. I have been your host, Protomario, and I will be soon finding an ulterior website to use. I have Tumblr, I have Twitter, I have Steam, I have Skype, I have Xbox, I have Nintendo Wii U. So there are plenty of ways to interact with me, and though I understand Facebook was quite easier and quicker and streamlined and things like that, we will find an ulterior website to use that is either better, faster, or just user-friendly. So thanks for watching, and happy gaming. Thanks for watching my video, and please consider joining the Maverick Rebellion today. Together, my subscribers are more than just people. We are Mavericks who desire to change the gaming stereotypes and bring a better sense of community to YouTube. Individually, we can accomplish so much, but united, we can change how the world views gaming. Please consider joining our cause and subscribe today, and you'll be part of something bigger. You'll be part of an army, and part of a rebellion against injustice. Mavericks unite. I am Protomario, and I approve this message.